What is going on, guys? This is Lior and welcome back to the channel. Now, I'm excited to do this video. I've got my buddy Eden here. What's going on, man? How we doing?
Hi.
He is the proud new owner of this amazing two-family in red hot East Watertown. It is a sweet spot, sweet property. You just closed on this, right?
Yep.
Pretty recently. So Eden's gonna give you guys his story about why he decided to buy this property, talk about the process, and he's got some super cool ideas he just told me about that I'm kind of blown away for the renovations of this property. So I'm excited to talk to him about it. He'll give you guys a tour of it. Before we get into it, guys, two super quick things. You already know, if this is your first time on my channel, number one, make sure you subscribe. And number two, guys, if you guys are thinking about doing anything with real estate, make sure to hit up me and my team, and we will definitely help you out. So without further ado, tell everyone why you decided to buy this property.
Yeah, so first location-wise, I used to live in Watertown, used to live in this area. I like its proximity to the city, but also still has that the nice suburban feel, lots of like tennis courts, outdoor spaces, and the growing Arsenal Yard area is also very desirable. And then in terms of this exact property, initially we were looking for condos, but then we found out this cool idea of like house hacking or a multi-unit investment. So we thought it's a pretty good idea to have like a two-unit family and then rent out the other one. So get a little bit income from rental. At the same time, by renovation, we also get to really customize our own home and have, since I've always been interested in architect and real estate, so just kind of getting to know this space and then really like customizing this dream place.
It's so funny. A lot of people reach out and think they have one path and then like kind of start looking at it, and then they kind of like switch paths completely depending on, as they start to evaluate the numbers, the properties, everything. Because we were looking at a lot of condos too, right? We checked out a lot of condos around the city in like South Boston. Some of them were pretty nice, but at some point like the multifamily started to make a little bit more sense for what you were looking for personally.
Yeah. Also, obviously, like, multifamily has larger space, and then we're at the point we're thinking of having kids in a year or so, and maybe just having family and friends visiting us quite often. So having larger space is always good. And then again, like in terms of condo, just from an investment perspective, to looking into multifamily, and I found Lior on YouTube, and he has a lot of great videos.
Another subscriber right here.
About BAR, about the BRRRR strategy, about just multifamily investment. So we thought it was a cool idea and just really fascinating to get into real estate as a side gig. And we both work full-time, but it's cool to have some side gig and to get some extra income from these type of equity building opportunities.
Yeah, and each investor does his own, right? Some people love buying condos and they're gonna live in them, potentially rent them out later. Some people like buying multifamilies. Every person kind of has his own little unique aspect to it. So why don't we go inside? We'll show the guys what this looks like inside.
Yeah.
So we're actually inside the two-family now. Tell me, like, it was pretty competitive to get this property, right?
Yeah, it was, but I have to say it's still less competitive than some of the other better condition units, because right now the inventory is just so low and the interest rate was still pretty low when we got this property. So just tons of competition. We actually submitted a couple of offers on different properties earlier, but they were in a better conditions than this existing one. We lost out. So with this one, there was still a little bit of competition. We still had to like overbid a little bit on this, but still not crazy overbid.
And yeah, that's what you have to know, like the differences, between different product types, locations. I mean, because the other one we bid on, that was also Watertown, but like that was a completely mint two-family. And remember, they had like 50 people. I think they had like 50 people at the open house, like 30 offers. Yeah. Like this one, we were able to come in, kind of squeeze them a little bit lightly, and it kind of worked out pretty well.
Yep.
So we are now on the second floor of the building. So, why don't you tell everyone, this is definitely a little bit more complicated than your typical purchase.
Yep.
What are your actual plans for the property? It obviously needs some work, so tell everyone the extent, the process, and what you're thinking about doing here.
Yeah. So pretty much my first impression with this property is we'll have to do a big renovation, because the floor plan doesn't make sense. There are too many walls.
Very choppy, old style.
And all the lightings, all the electricals need to be replaced. So we're deciding to do a full gull rehab for this property, and essentially make a pretty open concept. And I like this place that the floor plan is really square, like the whole house, the structure. So we're actually we can actually squeeze in for lower level, even 3-bedroom and 2-bathroom on this blueprint.
And for those of you guys who are not familiar, gut rehab, what that means, just because not everyone knows, is basically you're literally gutting the existing interior to the studs. So you're taking down the walls, the plaster, the electrical, the plumbing, you're ripping that all out, and you're starting from scratch, right? So you're gonna reframe, right? Because right now, a lot of these old New England homes have very choppy layouts, right? Like they don't have open concept, old style living, dining. So you're gonna create one nice open floor plan that's like modern condo, basically.
Yeah, so especially for the lower level unit, which I will rent out or eventually sell as a condo, will be a pretty compact, modern, like 3-bath, 2-bath.
Like a very bread and butter condo.
For about 1,000 square foot. And then for this unit, I'm actually thinking about doing a little bit more customization.
And
then open up, like even where we are standing here, because we're going to like remove the ceiling and make it into. We're going to make it into like a vaulted ceiling or cathedral ceiling, whatever.
And that's because, guys, we're going to show you in a second. There is an upstairs to this, so you're going to first of all finish the attic upstairs and create a bi-level 2-floor unit, basically. And then you're going to tear this open and create like a 2-story living room.
Exactly.
With like you said with like vaulted ceilings. Skylights. So it'll be like super bright.
We'll add some luxury touches to this place.
It's not going to be a cookie cutter kind of condo.
Exactly.
Why don't we check out the upstairs and we could show everyone too? Because again, the floor plan on this floor, the second floor, is basically the same as the first, right? But you have the additional attic that you're planning on finishing. Let's go upstairs and you can also talk about that process. So we are now up in the attic, obviously. So this is unfinished square footage, right? I mean, this is how it was sold. So this is great extra value that you're essentially trying to capture for your unit, right?
Yeah, exactly. So our plan is first open up these boards.
Yeah, these are pretty short. I mean, this is hitting my head like right at the top.
And then create a dormer on the side. And essentially turn this into a master suite with another bathroom here. And then what I really like about this attic is it has great view, if you can see it from here. Pretty nice, almost like panoramic Boston view from downtown Boston all the way to
see the skyline right over
Back Bay. So my plan is we'll have the dormer, and then which has the windows, and we can see the skyline from that master suite, and we'll also have a door and have access to like the newly created balcony here, which will be nice for.
So you're gonna have like a walkout balcony.
A walkout balcony, which would really take advantage of the awesome view here.
Yeah, you don't see that in like your bread and butter condos. I really like that.
Yeah, so a lot of room for those customization and some additional design.
And talk about the process a little bit. Obviously, you've got different vendors, right? You've got a general contractor, you've got an architect involved. How has that been? Just someone that's, doing that for the first time.
Doing it for my first time, it was honestly smoother than I expected. Because once you
a lot of people say that.
There's obviously I did a lot of research. I had the expectation there's gonna be attorneys like tons or general contractors, architects involved into this whole process of like turning a pretty old multifamily into like multi-unit condos. But then really just step by step, I had some milestones set up, and really the first step we got the architectural plan, and then I talked to a few general contractors and had a final quote from a general contractor, and then we recently just filed the permit to the town of Watertown, the city of Watertown now, and they had some quick review and access to modify the plan due to some pretty annoying restrictions about headroom and a lot of bylaws. So definitely learned a lot throughout the process.
Yep.
It was less intimidating so far. So far it was less intimidating than I expected, but definitely foresee a lot of challenge and obstacles. We'll get through it.
Yeah, and a lot of people go through this, right? It's always kind of a back and forth with the city, learning, understanding like what the requirements are, how to deal with them, managing the architects, managing the contractors, kind of managing the back and forth interaction between them, right? It's not something you're used to every day.
Yeah. But also thanks to internet, I was able to also talk to different people on some tools, some websites like Thumbtack or some other places where you can get contractors for different types of projects. So that gives me more confidence that I'm able to just get to professionals when I need it.
Yep.
And obviously, having a experienced real estate agent like Leo was really helpful, setting up some initial contacts and really just giving you confidence that you can do it.
Yeah, because I've done projects like this too, and I started from base, and it's like you learn as you go, right? And as you do more, you get experience. So a lot of these projects are common, right, around here, just because the houses are so old. So as you do a lot more, you kind of understand what the requirements are, what needs to happen, especially if you're going to go through kind of this intensive construction process.
Yeah.
All right, so we are at the last stage of the tour, and we are now in the basement, probably the least exciting part of the house. But tell us what you were thinking about with doing the basement and why you changed the plans.
Yeah, sure. So at first, I was thinking about finishing the basement and include it as part of the first unit.
So creating a 2-level first floor basement.
Yeah, but then after a little bit of research into the code, you need more than 6'8" ceiling height to qualify this as a living space. But we don't have that. That's one reason. Another reason is cost. It would be significant cost to renovate this entire area and digging to create enough space.
Just to explain to everyone, so when you finish basements, right, and we kind of went through this, there's a certain ceiling height requirement you have to meet, right, by the town. And if you don't have that currently, you'd literally have to bring in contractors to dig into the basement to create additional ceiling height. And that obviously, that's a lot more money. You have to get structural engineers involved, right? So it can blow up your budget really quickly if you just kind of do it whimsically. So it sounded like the numbers just didn't make sense.
Yeah. Also, since we will be living in this unit, in the upper floor unit, and we'll be living in this house as well, having a basement would be nice for us to get some extra storage.
The storage space too. Yeah, that's a good point.
Some bikes.
Yeah.
Maybe some ping pong table. Or...
Oh yeah, that's right. You wanted the ping pong table. Yeah, you got to put that in the basement.
Yeah. Or just any other a simple home gym or whatever that can be shared with the tenant.
And you can clean it up, lay some basic flooring on it or something like that, pretty it up, paint it, and make it look pretty nice. Let's finish the last spot. Let's go outside. You can show everyone the back of the lot too. It's a gorgeous lot. So this is the back part of the lot too. It is a really gorgeous lot overall. You have a nice little patio over there. You do have, as we discovered, a garage parking space, which we weren't 100% sure about during the transaction. That's a different story for another time. But yeah, talk about the exterior, talk about any plans you've got. What are you gonna do here?
Yeah, so honestly, still haven't figured out yet.
Yeah.
But this is a pretty big lot in this area, about just over 5,000 square foot, and we're thinking of maybe still having some parking area.
Yep.
And it's also nice to have this garage.
Yep.
And with that area, we'll probably just have a small botanic garden over there. Yeah.
You gotta have a nice lot to match for the brand new renovation.
Yeah, exactly. Landscaping is obviously also really important.
Yep.
but we'll get to that. We'll finish the building, and then once we are close to the finish line, we'll think about how to make the exterior and landscaping better and match the finish as well.
One step at a time.
Yeah.
Awesome. So guys, that's the tour of the house. Did we miss anything?
I think we're good.
They were good. Yeah. So that's the tour of the project. I'm super excited, obviously, to see the transformation. You got your work cut out for you, but it's definitely going to be worth it. It's an amazing building, an amazing lot. We will, of course, keep you guys posted on the progress here. If you guys have any questions for myself or for Eden, make sure to put that in the comments below.